I have no sound. Now it's fixed. Now it's fixed. That's because last night we were performing. We were singing live, and I was playing through Ableton, so I had it muted. We're good now. We're good now. How's everyone doing? Good start. Good start, right? What's going on? What's going on? I'm all over the place today. But I'm excited. We have our first feedback stream. We are not on the channel I said we were going to be on because YouTube does this thing. I have to imagine it's for our safety as channels. The first stream on a new channel, it makes you wait 24 hours. So you go to the live stream page and you say, I'm going to stream. And they're like, cool, come back tomorrow. And then you have to wait until tomorrow to actually stream. And I forgot that I haven't streamed on OSC2 yet. I can't believe that. I thought I did. Manny, I feel like I am too, and so does Tori. Like, I think there's just something going around everywhere, worldwide. Very, very tiny pandemic. So, yeah, it's we're here instead. It was for months. Yes, we caught it all playing TTRPGs last night on Discord. We all caught it from the new Discord update is what it is. How's everyone feeling about the new Discord update? I am ambivalent so far. Hey, thank you so much, McLean. I'm glad you like it. Today, we are listening to your submissions. We had, as the thumbnail shows, what was it, 203 submissions? 230 submissions? Some utterly insane number. Yeah, 231. 230 is what I have in the spreadsheet here. You are all absolutely incredible for submitting. Yo, Jake, what's up? Jake Neutron's here. Yeah, the new icons are weird. Also, the Reddit icon updated. Everyone see the Reddit icon updated on the mobile app? That's upsetting. It's weird. It's been a rough day for people who don't like change. So, yeah, we're gonna listen to some submissions today. Unfortunately, we will not get to everyone by sheer laws of physics and thermodynamics, but I will try to get to as many people as we can in the next 2 to 3 hours. Without further ado, we are going to hop in as I figure out how exactly to hop in to this process. I wanted to set up a if you'll oh no, it's not gonna work. I was gonna try to set up a like spectrum display, but that wasn't working in time. Like, I installed the plugin and it just didn't take. So first up we have Maji with Prime Battle Guitar Solos. Let's check it out. Here we go, Maji. Okay. This is like Discharge vibes. There it is. Okay, I want to talk about what I'm hearing already. I love hearing guitars. That's fun. Obviously, these are MIDI guitars. These aren't like live electric guitars, which is totally okay. I've heard some incredible, entirely MIDI guitar songs that I absolutely love. I mean, Discharge is all MIDI guitars, and it sounds incredible. There's also a, does everyone remember that Thunder Force 4 song we covered like 3 years ago on here? I don't even remember what it was called, but insane song. There's a great remix of that that's also all MIDI guitars. Anyway, what I'm hearing here sounds great. Great programming on the guitar. The one thing I'll say, I'm hearing a little bit in the pitch bends you're doing, in the vibrato. It's, at times, there's so much pitch bend that we're obscuring what the actual note is. So you hear these notes jumping up and down, but like we don't actually hear what note it was supposed to imply before we started moving around a lot. But those arpeggios are sick. I would just dial back that pitch bend like 20%. Theory-wise, this is all sick. I wish that lead guitar was a little further forward. I could hear it like a little louder over everything. Something else you may want to do, looking at your rhythm guitar tracks, the ones playing the big chunky power chords in the background, I would do some EQ on them and cut out the high mid-range. Figure out where that lead guitar lives in the frequency spectrum, and then just scoop that area out from the things behind it. It'll let all of that kind of come forward, just envelop around the lead guitar without obscuring it, without blocking it. So you'll be able to hear that lead clearly, you'll be able to hear everything clearly around it, and it'll all sound huge because you can just crank everything all the way up front. That is what mixing metal, at least, is all about. It's about taking all these crazy looking pieces and carving them out so they fit together perfectly like a puzzle, so you can really push everything all the way up front. Little bit of Megalovania vibes here too. Yeah, it sounds great. I'll say for you can't super chat for weird reasons. I don't know what's going on with YouTube chat today. It's broken. I will say it was a little weird structurally that there was that instrumental section and then like 7 bars in or something the lead guitar came in. It didn't feel like, it felt like the song lost its focus for a second. And it didn't feel like that entrance from the lead guitar had motivation. So we'll see. That line was great. Oh. I can hear that there was a sick synth part in the background there, but it was all the way back there. I couldn't really hear what it was doing. I just heard a couple notes here and there. Hello, just like trying to cut out over the noise. Definitely take the time and really like carve out your space to make room for that. Cool. That was sick. Awesome work, Majavi. Absolutely cool. I want to say I also really heard some really amazing rhythm guitar, like patterns in there, like great rhythm there. My only considerations would be structure. I tend to approach things from like a pop song structure, and then also, like I said, carving out your mix in a way that lets you hear everything really clearly. Awesome work, Majavi. Next up, we have... I have an enormous spreadsheet. Also, shout out Tercero. He went through all 230 submissions and like curated a semi-random list here for me. This is a whole bunch of good stuff. So next up we have Shakai 47 did it. This is Bars or Ray. I'm not sure. Oh my God. Hang on. I just have to say something about Majavi. I just read the comment on that. It says, I did this in FL Studio Mobile. Holy crap. That Majavi track was in FL Studio Mobile. Amazing. Okay, Shakai says, if I did have a non-FNF song I was proud of, I would have posted it here. This is the best I've got, though. Cool. Then I'm sure this is awesome, Shakai. Here we go. Okay, we're starting from a really open... There it is. Okay, yeah, we've got, it's an FNF song, absolutely. Kespug, it was going to be on Friday, but then I got tickets to a sick concert, so now it's today. So, yeah, we've got an FNF song here. It's got solid melodies. I can't pick at anything in there. What I do hear, I love that it started very sparse, very open. We just had that one little synth in the background, kind of stating the general idea of what was going to happen in the beat in a minute. But I would love to hear. It feels like this beat could be fuller and wider. And I'm trying to articulate exactly what I mean, I guess. Let me scroll through this again and listen to that drop. Okay, what it does sound like... Oh, Riddle, your super chat? Thank you. Deduct this from Cesar's pay. I'm sorry, I'm overwhelmed with the feedback stream. I'm not used to this format. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Riddle. Deduct this from Cesar's pay. That's very good. Yeah, I think wider in terms of... Okay, it's not a width thing, because I can tell those synths are pan. I think it's a rhythmic diversity thing. We have the kick, the bass, the synth pads all going ba 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 ba. I would love something, another rhythm in there, like just da 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 da, or something complementary to those hits. Right now, it kind of feels like the whole track is punching me in the face at the same time. Yeah, the bass, even the alternate vocal, like boyfriend or the opponent, whatever, whoever's singing backup at the time is also singing that same rhythm. There we go, speeding up the rhythm, speeding up this drum beat. A lot of good variation in the drums here. Okay, so here's the one thing that I'm gonna pick at, and it's that we've been hearing the same exact chord progression for a minute straight. Ba 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 ba. Like, it's great that we're getting all this rhythmic diversity and changing things up, but it has been one chord progression for a minute. It is like, I say this a lot, it's like shooting an entire movie in one room on one set. If you really, really know what you're doing, maybe you can make that interesting. But man, isn't it nice to get some other colors, some other scenery in your song? It's just you limit yourself so much when you don't change up the chord progression. I want to get my my keyboard up on screen. Hang on. I don't even have to have it on screen. We can just... Yeah. So if we have this chord progression... I wonder if I can at least get my... Camera's not up right now, but I can get my MIDI visualizer on stream. This will be helpful to have on screen. Why is this always an issue? Hang on. There it is. Okay. This is the program I use to show my keyboard on all the LSC2 streams, LC2 videos. There we go. Okay. So, whoa. Yeah, so what I'm hearing is the same chord progression for a few minutes. And it would be so nice, there we go, to just change it up a little bit. We're rocking out here for a while. And what if we went... Would it be nice to just go somewhere new? You know? That's what I want to hear from these kinds of songs. So very cool, Shakai. I want to hear some chord progressions change. Next up we have Guy. Check this out with Theme Song. Wrote this in an insane 4-day time limit with some help from the friends for piano and drums, improvised the solo minus the tapping parts, and would love feedback on the phrasing and the riff since that was the toughest part of the whole song to write. Sweet, can't wait to hear it. Okay. Are these live drums? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, sick. Okay, that was awesome. So I want to say, this is one of the hardest things to do, is record live everything. And that sounded like, it sounded like at very least the guitars, bass, and drums were live, and it sounded like maybe MIDI piano on there. And it came out wonky. Okay, so if you're saying that, you have never recorded live drums. Like, live drums are... It's like trying to herd cats. Like, seriously, trying to get live drums to sound the way they do on a professional recording. It takes $1 million studio. Like, seriously. And years and years and years of practice just recording live drums. You need to put about 12 microphones on a drum set alone just to get like a solid sound. And then you need to know what to do to shape each of those 12 microphones perfectly, along with having the drum set flawlessly tuned and every, brand new heads on everything, the perfect room to record in. It is friggin' impossible to make live drums sound good, basically, which is why I use MIDI drums on everything. So, I am like giving 1 million extra points to how the drums sound just for even having recorded them, okay? Now, the rest of things, I think by and large, this is really solid. I think phrasing-wise, you're sounding good. The riff is cool. Let's hear the riff again a little bit. Was that the end here? So we have this riff going like And the one thing I'm thinking with this is that it's kind of a Manny. It's kind of, we're in A minor, right? Rolling with the Andalusian cadence. So was the last Friday Night Funkin' song, I think, too. And the notes we choose to go with this for this riff, we're starting on C. Our two focus notes are C and E, and that's cool because they are part of the A minor triad, right? There's an A minor chord. C and E are our focus notes in that riff. And maybe it just feels like maybe A should have been more of a focus on an A minor riff. Having these two be the focus, it felt a little disjointed in terms of structure. But that is something I'm being so like nitpicky about. By and large, it's really cool. Tapping was really cool. Obviously, you know, we can clean up everything. We can always improve our technique and timing and stuff. But by and large, pretty solid. I would say the other thing to work on with this is also, yeah, of course, mixing. But mixing is it's a lifetime journey. And also the editing. Like, you have no idea how much time I take to time align my vocals, my guitars. When I was doing live drums, I would spend like a day just editing the drums, just aligning hits and adjusting the volume of hits to make sure every snare hit was consistently loud. Like, it is such a process, editing. And it is really a huge part of making a song sound professional. Awesome work, guy. Next up, we have MGR. And we got a Digital Circus song, yeah. Okay, very cool sound so far. We've got a good riff. We've got a good drum beat. We built up to this stop. Something's going to happen after this stop. Let's find out what it is. Here it is. I think this is the middle of the song, they said. This is not how it starts. We've got a good breakdown. Oh, I loved that line. Like running up that D minor harmonic scale, D harmonic minor scale. Very cool. I think, and I'll say kind of the same thing I said to Guy a moment ago, which is I think this could be tightened up. I would literally, and I've shown on stream a few times what like the polishing process on a track looks like, but it is literally zooming into the guitar part, zooming into the every live recorded instrument, cutting the audio almost note by note, or at least a few notes at a time, and nudging it in either direction until everything's dead on the grid, and just making sure everything hits at the same time. Because when your kick and your bass and your guitar all punch right at the same time, it sounds huge. If any of those miss the timing by a little bit, then it loses all of its impact. And what I'm hearing here is maybe a little bit of a lack of definition in this, in some of those like dun, 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 those chugs. I think really take the time with a metronome, play this slowly and speed it back up, and get those gallops and everything dead on, and then go into the edit and get them even more perfect. Also, believe it or not, less gain. Turn down the gain. When you turn up the distortion on a guitar, you lose the definition of the initial attack. So when you play chugs like that with total high gain, we just end up with like there's no impact to the initial transient, that first hit. So when you're playing really percussive, really rhythmic guitar parts, you probably want to have lower gain than you think. What? sick. I think this is great. The one other thing I can say, aside from like, yeah, tighten up the timing, tighten up the editing. It feels like maybe, I can't tell like maybe what key we were in. Like at the beginning. So like the chorus, I think we're coming from. I can't tell what key we're in. I don't have enough information. I don't have like the melody or anything to be able to really tell what key we're in. And then we move to D minor for that breakdown. And that just kind of comes back to whatever this other thing was. I feel like maybe it's lacking a little bit of, I mean, I'm definitely lacking context for what the melody is, but I would, if it is a key change, I would try to make sure that it has a reason to be. The chord progression is very lightful change. Oh, like maybe a little. Cool, awesome work, MGR. Next up, we got Prod Splot. This is Buried Alive. A lot of metal. This is so like classic nu metal. I love it. Okay, so you have a good foundation here. You have a good riff. You have good drum programming. I think I hear bass back there. It's kind of hard to tell with the mix. But what you need, and this is something I've been talking about to a lot of people lately, you need to double your guitar parts. Very specifically, you need to have two slightly different sounds of the same guitar part being played in each ear. With real guitars, this is easy. You just literally record it twice. And you record yourself playing it twice. You don't just copy and paste one to the other. You need two different takes in each ear. Because if you're hearing the same thing in both ear, it actually just feels it's like it's in the center, right? That's what you're hearing with my voice right now. But if there were two of me speaking at the same time, one in each ear, it would sound like way bigger and wider and also really weird. Why would I do that? But with guitars, it sounds good. And it's the reason that it's the difference between, listen to how centered this guitar part is. And now listen to where the guitars are in like No More. They're out here. There's actually, I think, 4 or 8 guitars on that being played at the time. So what you can do in MIDI to do this, it depends on the guitar amp. It depends on the guitar library you're using and the amp simulator. A lot of them will have like a doubling mode that you can just flip on, and then just make sure your amp simulator, either you're splitting it and running 2 separate ones, or it has a stereo mode. I know when I do MIDI guitars, I have Hydra, which has a doubling mode, and then I run that into one of my Neural DSP amps, which I can run in stereo. So it runs a separate amp for the left ear and the right ear. And then I just get that big doubled sound right out the gate. Like Calamity is MIDI guitar. This is live guitar here, the slap stuff. But in the chorus, that's MIDI guitar. But it's doubled, so it feels like it's out here, nice and wide. You do that, and you start applying more of these like metal mixing concepts, and you've got great stuff. Awesome work. Awesome work. Splot. Next up, we have Dena, aka Dinebon, Dinabon. I'm gonna go with Dena. Let's take a listen. This is a jazz tune written for a game jam. Big band jazz style. Yeah. Those little bongos. Okay. Yes. Very good. I'm going to say the good first. And there's a lot of good, and there's one really, thankfully, very easily fixed criticism I have. So, good first. Obviously, you understand the big band style. You understand how these pieces fit together. You have really good alternation of arrangements. We have this call and response. Bow, ba, 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 da, bow, and then the clarinet answers with ba, da, ba, 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 da, ba. It's this back and forth between the two groups of instruments, which is like exactly how you'd want to arrange this kind of thing. Your drum patterns are great. Your voicings are great. The note choices, the way you're splitting up these chords between instruments is great. Big call out I can make that's so easily fixed. Your drums are swung and nothing else is swung. Everything else is played straight. And what we end up with is your drums being those like lazy 16th notes, right? And then your band is like da 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 da, and it clashes rhythmically. It doesn't fit. But thankfully, all you need to do is make a choice one way or the other. Is this going to be a straight ahead kind of Latin like bossa kind of feel, that kind of thing, or is it going to be swing all the way? And whichever one of those you do, just go wholeheartedly into it with the entire band. This was sick, though. I'm going to keep listening to the rest. Great little sax solo. Yeah. That's a piano, too. Yeah. This is so nice. It's literally just the swing thing. Yeah, this is nice. Really nice work. It literally is just that timing thing. Unfortunately, that timing thing is like, it's a big problem, and thankfully it's very easily fixed. But it would be like a deal breaker on actually listening to this for me. And I just fix that, and you're good. You're good. It's awesome though. Great work. Really great voicing. You clearly understand the genre very well. Next up, we've got Brewery. With orchestral or symphonic metal track, I did. I like the description. It's an orchestral metal song I made for a now canceled mod. It's just the instrumental. I want feedback on the mastering and mixing and a bit on the song structure. Cool. Proper song starts around 110. Oh, okay. Skipping ahead. Let's go a little bit. Got these heavy triplets. It's a good guitar tone. Ooh, those stutters. Okay, something I want to say, like, solid mix, solid mastering. I may want to hear like bigger drum samples at some point, but that is not necessarily something you could do just with mixing. Like that's one of those things that eventually you like sadly have to pour money into is drum samples. But these sound great for what they are. I think I want to hear more drum-like drum programming. Right now, it's very. I don't know if you play drums physically, but this doesn't necessarily feel like something a drummer would actually play. The way the hi-hat is like every single like drum note is on like doon ka doon ka doon 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 ka. I want to hear a little more movement around the kit, a little more like multiple rhythms going on. You can really, I can play drums. Hang on, let me just like pull up Invasion or something. Actually, I don't know the Invasion key map, so we're going to use DrumLab. And you can just... There we go. You hear how much more like motion is in that? There's a lot more that you can do than just like... You know, that kind of thing. I think that would be beneficial, is to really dig into how drummers play. And that's the next step. But this is awesome as it is. Ooh, nice little descending line. You know, I like those. Something I talk about a lot is whether your key changes are motivated, and in this case, it felt a little sudden. I wouldn't have minded a secondary dominant chord is a great way to modulate between keys. I've explained those a few times in LSE2 videos, but basically, it's just thinking about what key you're going to go to, and then play the 5 chord in that key before you jump over there. So if you're going to C minor, play C, D, E, F, G. Play a G chord to get there. It's like your portal to jump over to the new key. So that felt a little unprepared to get to that key change. The other thing is this noodly piano part in the background. It's cool. It's good. It's like a little verging on too much detail, because I know there's vocals that'll go over this. And I wonder if it would feel busy with the FNF vocals. I love those stutters. Yeah, the piano, I'm good with the piano. I forget I said that. Something about the contour of that piano melody feels really like it doesn't. It feels a little odd in the way it's structured. It just stopped. Oh, that is a minute anyway. Cool. That was awesome though. Fantastic work, Brewery. Really, really cool song. Very, very good work. Next up, we have Stabia with Child of Dark. This is a song I released a while back. Spent some time with it. It works as a vent song, inspired by Deltarune and Undertale. Cool. I'd like feedback on the mixing and instrument choices. Sweet. This is Child of Dark by Stabia. Stabia. Oh, yeah. Got those stutters. I hear that same cadence. New chord progression, good. Thank you. Is this going to open up? That's a vibe too. This kind of like muffled, like 50 kilobytes per second kind of sound. Yeah. Yes, it does, Manny. It does sound like that. And I think it's very intentional. Yeah, I actually kind of like it. That was really cool. The one thing I could say is I don't, and this is just like a personal preference thing. Although I guess is it just an instrumental? Is it a FNF song? It's hard to say. I liked it. I didn't have any complaints. We didn't have the same chord progression all the way through. There was some nice motion in there, and yeah, I think weirdly, I think that filter over top of things, which it sounded like it was moving. It sounded, because I have a plugin that does the same kind of thing, Lossy, and it just kind of like simulates the sound of like really low bitrate MP3s. And I was using it on the Mimic song we were working on. And I think using it here to effect, it gave it a vibe that I really liked. I liked it. Cool. Awesome stuff, Stabia. Next up is Rhubarb Pie Art. Ooh, Rhubarb Pie. That's fun with the pie. That's good. Here we go. And this one has live vocals, apparently. I'm excited. This is Let Me Be.
Can you hear me coming?
Rhubarb, what's up? Cool chords right off the bat.
If only you had let me be.
Yeah.
Maybe you wouldn't be sprawled on the floor so beautifully out of my faces. You had just
I like this. This is like it's very theatrical.
You left me no choice. You left me no choice. You left me no choice. Rejoice, I'm granted you my mercy. Mercy.
Yeah. Okay. That is so cool. So I'm glad you're here, Rhubarb, because I have so many questions. Is that your voice? It's not like a vocal synth. Very cool. It is your voice. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, it's super, like your pitch is great. Everything's spot on. Awesome work. I would say from here, where you could take this, mixing would be the first place I'd start really looking to improve things.
Beautifully out of my faces, you.
Everything feels kind of very in the center, and at times things start obscuring each other. Because if you think about it, like right now, I did hear like a little string sample or something in one ear and a little something in the other. Reminding you of Billy Bust Up. I was thinking the same thing, Red. I was thinking Billy Bust Up, a lot of classic like Disney songs, very cool stuff. And also the band Ludo, if anyone knows them. I reference them a lot in a lot of my songs. Like Show That Never Ends is literally just a Ludo song. So this one, yeah, if you think about it, imagine your instruments all standing on a stage. You've got most people standing directly in front of each other. Spread them out a little bit. Start experimenting with width in your song. Double track some instruments, and it will it'll start to open up more. But yeah, great singing. Start looking into like double tracking your vocals, recording harmonies and everything. There is like the sky's the limit for what you can do, especially if you're singing live. Like you have a million options. And start looking into editing your vocals. Was that tuned at all? Did you use any kind of auto tune or anything? Yeah, you've got so many cool places you can go from here. That is great. The only other thing would be, I guess, like structure, but like I said, this is very theatrical. You can really play with different structures in more like musical theater kind of songs like this, more theatrical stuff. The Deer Hunter is another band that comes to mind. Yeah. absolutely. Sick stuff. Great work. Next up, we have Crosswave. Awesome work, Rhubarb Pie. This is a Sonic.exe title screen theme. It's creepy. Okay. So, this is atmospheric. It is. I just want to see if it goes anywhere from here. Cool. Okay. So, what I like is the intention and the atmosphere are spot on. That is really cool. We've got this. You've got a motif that you like working with. This. That kind of thing, right? I won't say your whole name on stream, Lunai. If you just gave whatever your name was, I'll use that. Don't worry. You've got that motif there, and then you're just kind of like, you know, we're playing these descending bass notes and stuff. This is a texture. I wouldn't call this a song necessarily because it doesn't sound like it's making use of any musical concepts in here. It's making use of textural and atmospheric concepts. But I think something like, if you wanted to use this idea, you could then build a melody with that bass line, like you know, that kind of thing. You can really start building some musical concepts. That would go a long way, I think. Past that initial thing. Hi, Tercera. I can see you in my spreadsheet. Luca Kohls. I'm going to try to get to as many as I can, folks. I think we're making pretty good time on this. This is Luca Kohls featuring Jane Kohls. Cool. I'm a new musician. It'd be awesome to hear feedback. Yeah, absolutely, Luca. We got chords. This is beautiful.
I play no instrument except my voice, my instrument, my life. I still play music, music has a voice, my instrument, my life.
Voice of my heart
has strings, I play them through my voice.
Okay, this is very nice.
My instrument, my life.
We're going to talk about the vocals.
The guitar has strings, the guitar has a voice, my instrument, my life.
the voice of my life. I sing my music, music makes me smile. My voice, my instrument, my life. My life has music, I play it every day. My voice, my instrument, my life.
Okay, cool. We just hit the minute mark there. So we're going to talk about this. I want to say, obviously, like, new singer. Although Jane sounds like she's been singing a bit more with a bit more experience. Luca, I can tell you're in kind of this lower register, my voice, my voice. I want to hear some projection. I want to hear you. You should almost always be singing as though you're trying to talk to someone like at least a room away from you. Like when I'm singing, I'm not really using like this level voice. Like I wouldn't be singing it like colder every step. I'm imagining someone, 50 feet that way, and I'm trying to get their attention. Colder every step. Like I have to be at that level of breath support and excitement of the vocal cords in order to really hear what your voice can do. The imaginary friend tactic. Exactly, Dev. And in doing that, you're going to find so much more control of your voice, too. Dean greets people by saying colder every step. I do. So you're going to be able to then really start seeing what your voice can do. You're going to be able to target these notes more intentionally. I feel like this also is pretty fast. My voice, my instrument. Like that's a lot of syllables and a lot of movement in the vocal part very quickly. Dean, as a New Yorker, when winter is approaching, you're not wrong, Manny. So it's yeah, that's really what it is. Open up your voice. Try experimenting a little bit with higher registers. I'm not talking like, falsetto up here, but just like think about the range you talk in. Like I talk low, I talk high, and I talk everywhere in between. And I bet you do too. So figure out all the places you can talk, all the places you can do things with your voice, and try to apply that. And just really try applying that with intention on the breath and the notes. This was so nice, though. This was a nice little song, very musical, good composition and songwriting. And now we just work on the voice there. Next we got let's see. Power of Fresh. Oh, we got a Lethal Company song from Power of Fresh. The song structure may vary a little bit. It's heavily inspired by No Exit and the Mimic song. Wild combination, I agree. Here we go, let's check it out. I hear the No Exit influence. That descending line, what is that? That's shoot, there's a song I was working on that I was learning, not an original. Oh, I'm thinking of the note in Big Shot at the end. Oh shoot. That's what I was thinking of. This is sick. Ooh. I love that drum sound. What do you mean that's not Big Shot, Oxica? Zekra Minor, thank you. Yeah. That was cool. Yes. Okay. So I want to, yeah, I love it. I love the track. I love the composition. I love the general sound design. I think things could get richer. I think we could add a little distortion to some sounds. You'll notice, like, Patronus, you challenging everyone for Lethal Company songs? You're all gonna beat me. Mine's not coming out till the end of the year. So, like, you'll notice I put distortion on like everything I do, right? Yeah, I think that was just the instrumental. Fresh, what's up? It was awesome, awesome song. Jeez, I didn't put your name. I'm so sorry. So, I keep forgetting to do that. So there is, I want to hear more harmonics in these sounds. I want to have it like distorted a little bit. And then those guitars, I want to hear them double tracked also at the end with that riff, that heavy guitar riff. Double track that, spread that out in the stereo spectrum, maybe even add one an octave down for like extra punch on it. And make sure the release is really short and tight and it'll sound super heavy. That is awesome. It's so cool, fresh. I love it. Someone asked what happens to the songs that don't get picked today. It sadly, I think it has to be just like try again next time. I don't think there's 230 submissions, and we're gonna get more next time. If I only did a submission once a year, it would take us the entire year to get through all the submissions. So I think it's just gonna be everyone has to keep submitting every time. I can't think of a better way to do it, you know. And we're gonna do these monthly though. Next up, Frostbite Clown. I keep saying 203. Yeah, it's so much worse. It's 230. Here's Frostbite Clown. Want to ask for a rating on the guitar recording? Cool. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. This is really nice. This sounds beautiful. This has such a vibe to it. I'm getting like Radiohead, little bit of like early Bon Iver, that kind of stuff, right? This very atmospheric, indie, acoustic, really just like cool stuff. And so where I would give advice here, first off, most importantly, this is the kind of thing that first and foremost should be fulfilling your artistic vision for it. I can come at it from a traditional like pop side of things, and that's all I can do. But first and foremost, is it doing the thing you wanted it to? That's the first question. Yeah, exactly. You're putting that emotion into it, Frostbite, totally. And that's something I like don't do super well. Like there's a reason I write about fictional characters and stuff. It's because it's what I feel comfortable. That's like the level of vulnerability I'm personally comfortable with. Approaching this from the production and pop arrangement side of things, I would have loved to hear the vocals a little more far forward. I think I would have tuned them just a little bit. Not perfectly. You don't want them perfectly, beautifully, flawlessly tuned in this kind of like really bare recording situation where it's supposed to be very raw. But I think, yeah, a little bit more definition, a little bit more volume on the vocals would have been cool. Something you could do also to help the vocals sit better, you can double track those guitars. Now, that'll require you to be super accurate. Double tracking acoustic guitars, I can't even get it right half the time. So it's a beast, but it then allows you to pan those guitars out to the side. You could also put a very like slight chorus on it. That'll also do it. And then you have all that room in the center for your vocals. The only other thing I heard, the reverb on there, people are noting that there was like, hey, thank you so much, Fresh. people are noting that there was the fretting sounds were it's not so much the fretting sounds, it's the sliding between frets. It's the fingers sliding on the strings. And yeah, they were like audible. There's almost no way to record acoustic guitar without getting that sound. But the reverb, the amount of reverb on the guitar did accentuate that. Has anyone ever seen that video? It was this meme video going around a while ago, this whole sketch that was when you make a mistake with a delay pedal on, and it's this guy playing electric guitar through a delay pedal, an echo thing, and then he makes a mistake, and the mistake just echoes, and it's just him going through the rest of his day, like walking down the street, sitting on the train, looking out the window, just like lying awake at night, hearing that one mistake echoing over and over and over again. Yeah, K-Mac, exactly. So, yeah, it's the reverb is accentuating those slides a lot and making it seem a lot more like overpowering than they actually are. I bet you could do with a lot less reverb on the guitar and a lot more on the not more on the vocals, but like leave it on the vocals and not the guitar. And that space will still be present in the mix, and the guitars will feel more defined, I think. This was beautiful, though. Nice work, Frostbite. I have 47 tabs open now. I need to close some of them. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Oops, I closed the actual... There we go. Okay, good. Awesome work, Frostbite. Here we have, hi, I'm Tails. With Make or Break. Where's the rhythm? Okay, so it is, let's see. I like where we ended up. Yeah, I feel like we're losing the clarity of the point of this song. I can hear the motif. We're going that thing, right? I can hear that. But for one, it's the fact that there's like 8 different pianos all playing at the same time. It's like hearing 5 different monologues from the same person at the same time. And there's no chance you'll be able to pick up what any one of them is saying because they're all the same voice, right? And so at the beginning here, once all the pianos start coming in, it's very disorienting, I think, and maybe not necessarily in a good way. I think you'd benefit from simplifying this a little bit. See if you can get it doing what it wants to do with just piano, bass, and drums. I think that would go a long way. And yeah, moving things more throughout the stereo spectrum so you can clarify, hey, here's the melody, here's the supporting elements, so you know what's going on. Something I do want to note that's interesting. Yeah, the drums were a little like, kind of like, I would look into some drum programming tutorials and also just like regular drumming tutorials. The beginning, when we have this, I said, like, where's the beat? Which one is the beat? And that is something interesting to me when songs, and I can't tell where the beat is at the beginning of a song. Dave Matthews' Ants Marching is one of those songs for me. Where's the beat? if you don't know, you have no idea. It's because it starts on an offbeat. And I like sometimes when songs mess with you like that. In this case, it didn't feel like it paid off in a good way. That can be a cool way to start tension at the beginning. But if you don't pay it off in a way that feels satisfying, it doesn't shake out. Awesome work, Hi, I'm Tails. Just definitely work on those things we said. Next up, we have Nimer K. It's an excerpt from a long work in progress piece, The Lee River, L.I. This might be the only this might be the only piece of classical music submitted, but I thought, why not? Cool. Let's check it out. Ooh. This is Muse score, by the way. Nice chord. Ooh. Okay. So that was beautiful texturally and chord progression wise. That was really, really nice. Caribou sounds like every Dragon Ball game open world mission exploration section in a very good way. Yeah, I love your voicings are all really cool for the most part. You have a lot of really beautiful chord choices. I felt like there wasn't necessarily a theme. Was there a there didn't feel like anything I could latch onto and think that's what this is. That is, if I had to remember something from this song, is there a melody I could remember? And I'm not saying every song has to be like a pop song with a melody or anything. But is there a song in here? And this feels like textural buildup. So is that the melody? But it never repeats. Not everything feels like it's moving at the same time. It feels very, the word we use is through composed, meaning it's like the musical equivalent of stream of consciousness writing, which is a style of writing in books and writing in general, where you just write without thinking of the larger structure and it just pours out of you. And it can make for some beautiful sections, but as far as, and I don't know the context in the larger piece, but I didn't hear any repetition in there whatsoever. And if you think in classical music, even in the most complex works, as you get into like the Impressionist and Expressionist eras, you still have sections for the most part. You still have structure and repetition in a lot of places. And I would just love to see a little bit of that here. But you've got such an amazing knowledge of the musical instruments. You've got wonderful chord voicings and stuff. Now, like literally drop one dose of like pop song structure into this. Not even pop song structure. Like, go look at a Mozart piece. Go look at a Beethoven piece. There is so much repetition in those. And I highly recommend doing that. Awesome work, Nimer K. Next up, we got Vel. Song is about how you've been feeling about being picked on your whole life. All right. I'm sorry to hear that. Let's check it out.
I'm tired of the pushing around. The time has come for you all to pay.
It's a revenge song.
A dead iris is all I know. You've drawn the line, so watch your back. I'm lurking close, closer than you know. Nowhere to go in, watching you, waiting to search up your soul. They have you in my grasp, nerves don't hope you will last. No one will surely be missing you. The tragic event will come to pass.
Yeah. Okay. So, I was trying. Someone said Vocaloid vibes. I was trying to place with a lot of these, whether it's vocal, like a vocal synth, like Synth V or something, or live vocals, because they're getting good. The vocal synths are getting really good. This is live vocals. I'm almost positive. Especially you can hear in the last there's, and this is not a criticism, but there's like inconsistency in the way the vocal like support is there, and on some of the pronunciation.
The tragic event will come to pass.
It's live vocals, but the way they're written are very Vocaloid. Yeah. There's definitely a certain style of writing that Vocaloid music has. It's very writing for the voice as an instrument, which is like certainly somewhat how you should consider it, but also think about like the songs you would sing normally and how your voice moves in there, and find some overlap between the two. This is cool.
So watch your back, I'm lurking close, closer than you know. No.
I only hear piano and drums. I'm hearing like a... Your piano is playing in unison with your voice, which can be cool at times, but it would have been also nice to hear like watch your back up, getting close. Da, 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 da. Like, have the piano play some chords. It's a chord instrument. It's one of the only instruments that can play chords, so use it to play chords. And then, yeah, get a bass playing your bass part. Get, like, here you could have, Oreo, what's up? You could have, like, plucked strings in here as well, would be really nice. I just to, like, show you some of the textures you could be working with. We could have, you know, oh, that's not what I wanted. What am I doing? There we go. That kind of thing. There's so much tension in this timbre. So it's, you want to be working with these different colors in your palette, right? We don't want to just have piano in a song covering all the jobs when there's so much more things that piano can do, and there's so many other things that can do those jobs. But nice work, Val. That was very cool. Like, again, really cool spirit in that. Like, very musical theater, very people were saying Vocaloid coded, and I think that's like a very cool genre of its own. This whole other culture of, yeah, there's a very specific way of writing the vocals and of the instrumental. And I think maybe just opening up and looking at how vocals are written more in pop, more in rock, and introducing some of that concept as well. Let's check out that 16-bit Weirdo. This is a remix of, oh my gosh, this is a remix of, what was that called? Twilight Beach Zone? What was the Sonic Mania song we wrote? Okay, hang on. I want to play like a second of that, just so we have context for what that sounds like. Oh man, I don't even know if I have that. Does anyone have that song? Here it is in the stream.
Hello.
Live. All right. This one. Cool. So let's check this out. This is a remix of, I think at least, of Twilight Beach Zone. Yo. This is nice. Yep. Is that new? That little side melody? That feels new. I like that. I'm gonna steal that. Hey. Did you transcribe my whole sax solo? I think you did. That's amazing. Yo. Yeah, we put the lick in it. Damn. Transcribed the whole piano thing? Wow. Wow. Awesome work. Awesome work, 16-bit Weirdo. Really, really good work. Yeah, that's fun. That's very fun hearing an interpretation of my song. Great, like arrangement. I love the instrument choices and stuff. Solid mixing. I always love hearing everything louder. Like, I think everyone should just slam a limiter on their mix and just like right to the front. But that's a personal preference. Next up, we got Logan Petipas. Logan Petipas with Be Optimistic. And it's about Ragatha from the Amazing Digital Circus. Sweet.
Be optimistic.
Yes.
Don't be afraid. It's realistic to go insane. Read the logistics.
There we go.
Refuse the fake. Be optimistic.
Here it is.
Don't go insane. Be optimistic. Don't be afraid.
Yep.
It's realistic to go insane. Read the logistics. Refuse the pain. Be optimistic. Don't go insane.
Ooh. This is nice. Is this inspired by my orchestral bridge? This is beautiful. Very well executed. Okay. Awesome. Awesome all around. I can now, I'm going to give you feedback. I'm going to give some crit here, and it's only in service of getting this from like 90% to 100%. You've already got 90% of the way there. And the things I would say to do are to get really intentional about your background instruments. The pianos in this section. This one playing the chord in the background. Inspired by my orchestral bridge, which was inspired by Kickback's orchestral bridge. Yes. Which turned into My Chemical Romance's back orchestral bridge. So that piano, I feel like maybe it's taken up a little bit of space, but also, yeah, there's one chord change in here where it feels like maybe someone's behind, whether it's the bass or the piano. Oh yeah, Kazian, the I don't think I can go on. That's inspired by the she that whole thing. And then of course it turned into when I was a young boy. You know, that as all things do. This chord change here. Okay, yes, something like something plays this note, something plays a G when it should not be yet. Or maybe not everyone gets there in time. Something's happening on that chord change at 10 seconds. That's my recommendation. Is fix that. But everything else sounds wonderful. Like, awesome work, Logan. Really awesome. Great vocals, like great vocal tone, great delivery, mixing, arrangement. Spot on, Logan. Good stuff. I love hearing more vocal music in here. Next up, we got Blitz Productions. This is a song you made for a Sonic fan game. Sweet. And this is a Sega Saturn style title screen. Sweet. I want to hear this. Yeah. Yo, Mary, thank you for joining Guitar Nerds. Also, thank you for the super chat, Toso. Hey, thank you, Fresh. Okay. Love the stylistic intent here. I love the choices we're making as far as the genre we're going into, and you've got all the pieces of it. Now, hey Manny, have a good night. Feel better. Now to like refine what we have here, I would say your piano. I think your piano would benefit from being a short release. So instead of like this kind of, I don't know what chords you're playing, but you can hear how they're ringing. I think cutting that release time to making it a little snappier will do a better job of approximating what was actually going on at the time of like Sega Saturn composition. It was all very sample based, and it's the reason you have really interesting parallel chord motion. Like you'll have these big major 7 chords. I talked about this on the Sonic Superstars review video on LSE2, but they would have a sample of like a piano just playing that note, that chord, and then they would shift that chord down, and you'd get like, jeez, I can't play piano. What am I doing? You get these parallel chord motions, major 7 chords all moving together. And also, they would have hard cutoffs because the sample would just stop. They wouldn't have like notes dying down between these. So if you cut that off, it'll sell the sound you're trying to make a lot better. The other thing, I think we need some bass. I don't hear any bass in this. But other than that, sounds killer. I love it. Awesome work, Blitz. Next up, Scintillating Suzie. That's a title right there, Suzie. You have chosen a name for yourself there. This is a song about Hunter from the Owl House. I haven't watched Owl House yet. I want to. Owlie House? What am I saying? I haven't watched Owl House yet. I want to. Focusing on his arc of self-discovery and how he's coping with it. Like feedback about the flow. The chorus was sung by Primu-Z or Primas. Cool. Let's check it out.
Golden guard, but I don't feel that golden. Trying to bring the world peace, but I made it broken. Life was a lie, was just a clone of my uncle's vision. When a door closes, another one opens. But I'm not sure I deserve this chance. I can't believe I was hurting the innocent. Now my brain is going in every direction, and now I have to deal with the guilt of my sins. Made worse by his true intentions and the fact I could have.
So, let's get to the chorus.
Prevent this. Can I even face redemption? Nobody I can turn to, nobody to trust. Guess I'm on my own, it's the worst of luck. Hiding from the law, whatever become. A fugitive who's even worse than scum.
I've never
There's our chorus.
felt so hollow. Thought I was in the right, and how did that go? My whole life turned upside down. Now I just feel like a big clown. There ain't nothing left, so I'm just so hollow.
Okay, that's a solid chorus hook, and I really think your rap has the core of it down. I think you know what you want to do. I think you have the thing you're making is good. The core of it, the composition, the lyrics, the rhythm you've written. I think in the delivery, it's things to work on are timing, number one, and really what this will come back to earlier when I was talking about the other vocalist we had, the the song with the two vocalists on it. I forget the name, but I want to hear projection in that voice. Like, not this. I don't know the lyrics to this one, but you know, what the hell are the lyrics to No Exit? Oh, so if I was like, so the good news first, how'd you like to be a star? Now forever in a show. Like, you gotta deliver and perform these. So the good news first, how'd you like to be a star? Even if I wasn't doing the Kane voice, you know. So the good news first, how'd you like to be a star? Now forever in a show, being watched from afar. Like, if you don't put a little guts behind that, it's going to inform how you enunciate. You're going to mumble. It's going to inform your actual vocal tone, and it's going to end up low and kind of whispery. And it's going to affect your timing. It's going to kind of slosh around a little bit. So if you get that stability and structure behind the delivery, then you can start channeling it into really solid timing, really like intentional pitch and performance with your vocals, and really clear enunciation. Yeah, you got to rap, not talk. Exactly, Raymation. That is the issue here. And then part of it, I can tell maybe
Golden guard, but I don't feel that go.
I can't tell what kind of mic we're working with here. If this is the built-in mic in your computer or what. Definitely spend some time learning to work with an EQ, with a compressor, to get that more professional sound. Like what you're hearing on my voice here, this is through a compressor and an EQ. Like I could take them off so you can hear what it sounds like without that. If I mute, actually it's probably very quiet now. Like this is what my mic sounds like without the compression and EQ and stuff. So it does go a very long way. I don't know how different that sounded just now. I don't have it in my headphones, but I'm assuming it sounded different probably, right? Yeah, and rhythm is important. I think you know what rhythm you want to do, Suzie. I think you have a good sense of rhythm. It's just that we need to like actually get the structure under it, the musculature to allow you to deliver that rhythm. And that's going to be in practicing actually rapping this stuff. And I think you should also practice rapping other songs with this vibe, right? Like there's so many songs with this kind of rhythm that you can just learn and perform again and again and again. You're going to have to be loud. I don't know what your situation is as far as where you record. And that goes for a lot of people. Anyone recording vocals, you kind of have to be loud and willing to make noises that people hear. Like the things my wife overhears when I'm recording vocals, she does a very good job of ignoring me. How do you think she got through me recording the no exit polka? You know? Or any of my screams. She hears me there in the vocal booth just like, ah! You know, all day and does not ask questions. That's a good wife. So that's what I'm saying is be okay with making some sounds. Pinov, as someone who has voiced a maniacal villain once, it really helps to be super dramatic in person. Yes. I mean, like I talked about this a little bit in where was it? I think it was in the Otto video I did yesterday, the one on show. On LSE2, I reviewed Otto's show, and I talked about the range of like voices she can get, and just how even making a face can change your voice so much. Like if I make this angry face, it gets gritty and crunchy, and if I make like a nice little sad face like this, like you know, it can just go anywhere. And so really getting into it can help you perform. Think of it almost like theater. Like that's the key. What if you actually got hurt and she just assumed it was for music? There was one time, Raymation, I was in a voice lesson and my teacher was like, okay, I'm just going to have you shout, hey, over and over again, just so we can really find like what I'm talking about when I say like you need to get the attention of someone across the field. That comes from that lesson is he's saying like, hey, just do like, hey, but like actually shout it. And so I was doing that for a while and my wife texts me like, are you okay? Because I just hear you shouting, hey, over and over again. I know you're in a voice lesson, but that seemed particularly suspicious. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. Don't worry. Next up, we got Twero Brine. Awesome work, Scintillating Suzie. And great composition. I love the hook and the chorus and everything. Twero Brine, here we go. This song was made as a joke about an alphabet game, and it's supposed to be the XYZ boss fight. Slightly inspired by Big Shot with the voice lines. Cool. Let's check it out. This is Cardinal Derelictions. Cardinal Derelictions. That's funny. Okay, like, cool. It's cool. Okay, so let's talk about this so far. Yeah, that scared the hell out of me. For one thing, that speaks to how quietly everything else in this stream has been mastered. Everyone else needs to step up their game and really push that mastering limiter. So the what I'm missing is bass. I want to hear it in the, you know, just something down there, rock it out, holding down the foundation of this. There's a lot of arpeggios going on there. We have in the left ear, like, you know, something like that. And then the right ear is like doing something else crazy. It's a lot of things at once. And I get it's going for the frantic aspect of things, but the whistle is fun, and then the vocal samples are fun too. Something else I think that's worth noting, in Big Shot, I'm pretty sure the samples are either centered or they alternate left ear, right ear. This feels a little imbalanced in that it's all in the left ear. Oh, it goes other places. Okay, hang on. This is cool. I like that orchestra hit. Yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. I think, like I said, it's a little busy. This is a very careful, this is a situation you have to be really careful in. It's a very delicate thing, trying to make something frantic and overwhelming sounding without actually being unpleasant to listen to. It's a really tough balance to find, right? I think you're very close. I think you are very close with it. I think if you take that voice sample and maybe alternate them left and right, you can add like an auto pan that just kind of rotates back and forth. So yeah, that's what I would do there, and add a bass. But very cool. Next up, we have Ellie Chu the Lettuce. These names are fun. Libre de... my Spanish is terrible at 12:30 in the morning and also all the other times. Libre de Aquí is a song in Spanish made on the video game Amanda the Adventurer. Sweet, we got an Amanda the Adventurer fan song in Spanish. I love it. Style I want to represent is based on the style of Bruno Mars, Maroon 5, and the pop side of nerdcore music. Electro swing with a funky touch. Awesome. I can't wait to hear this. Let's check this out. Yes. Yes.
Oh, aquí estás, merodeando acá, y eso es algo que nos preocupa. Oh, ya lo sabes, dame oh, el destino sigue siendo muy. Tienes mucha duda.
There it is.
Cuando la respuesta es muy evidente, acaso que tú piensas que es lo que piensas, eso te ayuda para avanzar. Amanda que te escondes, método sobre esto universo tan semejante. Si tú es todo lo que tienes, busca, investiga, pero con cuidado.
Ah, the piano. This is so nice.
Y dime tú.
There we go, getting heavy. Okay, awesome. This is another one where like you've got so much of it here already, and I get to just like give you a couple tips to get it across the finish line. This is so good. So I'm noticing little things in terms of mixing that might help you clarify the mix a little bit. For example, at the beginning here, this bass, I love the bass tone, but it's fighting the vocals. There's so much fizz in it. There's so many high frequencies that it's kind of getting in the way of these intro vocals. Check it out. I love this guitar part. This is so good. And the whistle. Okay, right here. Do you hear how bright that bass is? I would put I would take a high shelf on an EQ and just cut the highs a little bit on the bass there. Because like I want to hear those vocals. It's so good. Yeah, it's really about thinking about what you want to hear at any given time and making sure nothing else gets in the way of that thing. There was something else in the middle. Oh, I just want to say, I would brighten up your vocals a little bit. I would add some highs, really compress the hell out of them. My vocal chain, I have one compressor set to all the way fast, attack and release, and just removes all dynamics from it. And then my second compressor set to medium attack and release, adding back in like 3 dB of compression, which kind of adds a little bit of dynamics to it, weirdly. I want to say this gave me, I was trying to place what it is, and please take this as a compliment, like Pitbull and Flowrida in the best way. Like you are nailing very effective, well-produced pop. Like whatever you think of those artists, they are so successful because their songs are so damn catchy. And you've nailed that production style in a very good way. The ending here, getting from this like kind of broke down electro swing section over to the metal thing, I want to hear like, I want to get launched into it a little more. I want a little more space or tension or something getting us there. I want to just hear it one more time. I think it's that fade in, the brrr, going into that section almost starts before the last one stops. We don't have any fresh air in between to be like, what's going to happen? It's just kind of like we're rolling along and then we're there in the bridge. I think we could make that hit harder, that shift, if there was just even a millisecond of silence. Amazing work, Ellie Chu. I love that song. That was great. I can't wait till that comes out. Is that out? Next up, we got Sir Jal. I'm in love with Flex's staccato strings, so I decided to create this. Cool. We're going to hear some orchestral stuff. Ooh, yeah. This is like a 50 Cent beat. This is good. Hey, Victina, what's up? Okay, yeah. I mean, you've got such a vibe here. Hey. This is cool. There's a bass. I almost preferred it when it was simpler. Guitar. Okay, this is very cool. Like I said, once those other elements came in and the bass was playing that kind of complex, like it was playing like this really like noodly line, which is very cool on its own. But when you've already got such a strongly established string groove, I liked when it was really simple. I think taking this initial string groove, maybe like, let's see here. Like that kind of thing. That like that thing alone could carry a song. You get a bass just playing under that, and you've got a beat right there. Like, if you think about it, Overthrown is dead simple. Overthrown is literally, what key is it in? It's that and like that's all it is. Those are the only two things happening in Overthrown for 90% of the song. And so simplicity can make something hit a lot harder. I would simplify this. I think you've got a really good core, and I would break it down to just the best stuff. A quote I really enjoy is, art isn't finished when there's nothing left to add. It's finished when there's nothing left to take away. The more you can simplify what you're looking at, the more you can remove from it until you boil it down to just the things that need to be there, the better. We got food. Food. Here we go. I spent like 10 minutes on the instrumental, so forgive me if it kind of sucks. Well, don't tell me that. All vocals were made with Synthesizer V Studio Pro. Nice. I want to spend money on Synthesizer V Studio Pro. I need to buy one of those libraries because I've been rolling with the free version of Solaria for way too long. Advice on vocal writing and mixing would be cool. Awesome. The middle 30 seconds. So evaluate the first and last 30 seconds. You got it. Ooh, I like that reverse. Ooh, nice chord progressions here. Okay. Beautiful chord progression there. Beautiful usage of the texture of like Synth V's voice and the piano playing. I did hear, and this is me being picky, I don't know if this is like a finished section or not, but the piano chords here, like timing felt a little funky. And when the piano's as exposed as that is there, when there's nothing else going on, it's gotta be perfect, you know? Like I would quantify those notes. Let's jump to the last 30 seconds. Here we go. Okay, my Chrome keeps like failing to play audio for me. Try that again. Here we go. This is nice. Oh, those vocal harmonies in the background. That's crazy. It's fun. Like, Synth V is so good. The only tell I even heard in any of that it was a vocal synth was some of the movement in the backing vocals. The way they enunciate as they move gave it away a little bit. But, like, Synth V is just so good. Okay, beautiful composition. I will say on vocal writing, and like I thought lyrics were great. The one thing I would say lyric-wise, and you know me, I'm much less about the meaning of lyrics. Like I make sure they make sense, of course. But we're gonna keep going, Tercera. I think we're gonna keep going another hour or so. So we'll get through the ones you picked for me, and then we'll just kind of grab another bunch of random ones. I'm very picky about the way words feel and sound food. So there was one that kind of like set off alarm bells for me. Let me see if I can find it.
Could you promise me that you would never let me go? When the sky falls down, let me follow you home. Don't let my tears fall with the
Tears fall. Okay. Think about saying that. Don't let my tears fall. And the way the voice ends up moving, it feels like she has to rush to get through tears. Let my tears fall. Like tears is a very long, it's got a diphthong in the middle of it, meaning it moves from one vowel sound to another. Tear. So it's almost 2 syllables if you think about it. It's 2 phonemes in the middle there. And so it could work as, don't let my tears fall, but don't let my tears fall. It feels rushed. It feels like you're forcing them to like rush through the words, you know? So be very careful about the words you choose and how fast the rhythm you play is. The rhythm, words have a natural rhythm to them. And it's something important to consider. Awesome work, Food. That was beautiful. And next up we got Rio / Rio Torres, in parentheses, formerly Dirt Slabs. I don't know if they wanted me to show all of those names, but they gave me all of them, so I figured I would. Here we go with I Must Be Cursed. This is an instrumental for a song that will be sung over by a friend of mine. Cool. Hey, yeah. Yes, love those hits. Great chord progression. Yeah. Yes. Okay, this is so sick. Wince Media, the word you're thinking of is a trochee, not a diphthong. Diphthong is when you move from one vowel sound to another within a single like syllable. And a trochee is a 2-syllable word with the emphasis on the first syllable. Trochee is a trochee. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is all trochees as well, which is very fun. So, this chord progression, I love it. That's so cool. And then, that's so cool. Oh, yeah. Sick. Heavy. Good dubstep sound design. We got these 8-bit crazy arpeggio sounds. Yeah. Okay. That was great. Very, very cool stuff, Rio. The one thing I'll say, like, I don't have any notes as far as like change this. Something to keep in mind, something to be careful about. When you start putting vocals over top of that, you have a lot of very, very rich, very bright sounds in there. You're going to have to be real careful with your EQ to carve out space for those vocals. So just keep that in mind. That's my recommendation. But very, very good stuff, Rio. I loved that. Let's see. Next up, we got 2OP with Say Goodbye. This is a Mandela song. Let's check it out. Oh! Yo. This feel is cool. There it is. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah. Okay. Crazy sick. I love the vibes on this. The mix sounds fantastic. Like everything sounds really, really good. The one, read the note. After the intro, it skips all the way to the second verse. Also, you cut the chorus and bridge to their halves respectively. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So the yeah, the bit crushing is sick. Ah, it's really good. Okay. Yeah, good stuff. There was a section in the middle. This part. If I give any crit, and I know you said this was like kind of a Frankenstein edit of it to fit in the 1 minute limit. This part feels like it goes on a little long without that backbeat coming in. Once that comes back in, that once those come back in, it kills. It sounds amazing. And this part builds tension leading to that. But I think maybe it overstays its welcome just a bit. Really sick sounding, OP. That sounds really good. Awesome work. Who else in chat submitted one? We can hop around to some of those. I heard I saw Golden Lotus in here earlier. Or Minoru. I can't promise I'll get to everyone in chat, but I think I am going to prioritize folks who either are here or were here earlier. Next up, we got Golden Lotus, or Minoru, with Sunbearer. This is a song about Nico from One Shot. Cool. Very cool. Supposed to be in Saruki's style. Okay, sweet. I can get into this. Yep. It's like a little bit of Toby Fox vibes in here too. Love those stops. Yeah. This is a slow burn, but it's nice. Cool. I would have loved to hear some more sections. We just hit the minute. I would have loved to hear some more sections in there, but it was nice. It's very good. We're going to radio next. Radio Rays. The chromatics were nice. If one of them was like panned way hard right and then Boyfriend was in the middle, that's certainly different for FNF for me, but I don't know what it looks like on screen, so that could make more sense if I see it. This is a remix of Crusher P's Echo.
National Marine Fisheries Service reminds you that effective 2400 hours local time, November 30th, 2007.
Very 8-bit vibes. I like it. But this string in the background is kind of giving you, I feel like it's giving you a preview of how hard it's going to hit. It's hard to tell. I wanted it to hit louder there. This is Jumbox? Damn. All right, impressive then. Hey, Tei, what's up? Yeah, this is wild for being in Jukebox then. Yeah, that's very cool though, Radio. I mean, like, great execution of, I'm not familiar with the original, but like, great job working that into Jukebox and making that work. It feels good. Awesome stuff. Who else do we have in chat here? Marble Car? Oh, your name is gaming. I see. I was like, you're gaming right now? Okay. I'm happy for you. This is an Amiga chiptune song made in a program from 1993 using 4 channels. It's only 240 kilobytes. Let's check this out. This is gaming. Hey, Pride of Tuba, what's up?
Jack to the sound of the music.
Wow.
Jack to the sound of music.
Okay. The fact that this is made with 4 channels is insane. Like, literally imagine having only 4 tracks to work with. That's what we're talking about. Oh, thanks, Sarah. Tay, I sent the song? Awesome. So is this a tracker? I love those breaks and the fills and stuff. Absolutely nuts. Tei, let's check it out. We love Tei's work around here. Let's check it out. This is Festival Night. A little bit of Christmas vibes. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. How's this gonna hit? Where's this going? Let's go. Yes. It's the J-Rock chord progression. It's one of my favorites. The yeah. What's the shoot, what's What Racing Into the Night? How's that go? It's that chord progression, Yoasobi. Damn, why can't I remember how Racing Into the Night goes? Oh, yeah, da 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 da. You know, that thing. I don't know how Googling the lyrics and having the kanji and hiragana lyrics show up somehow helped me remember that melody, but but that worked. Tei, that sounded amazing. Thank you so much, Circus. How's it going? Tei, that song sounded great. I will say the one thing I wished, like, those drums hit harder when we got to the end of that build-up. Like here, thinking in terms of intensity level, I want it to go up. Like when we get to that drop, I wanted that to be like punch me in the face loud. But that might just be my style versus yours. That was awesome, Tei. Awesome, like, arrangement, mixing, composition, beautiful stuff. Yeah, Fidel, let's check this out. Fidel with, not fatal. Close. Different person. This is a remix of Into the Pit. Fidel's production is always insane. On vocals, the one thing I can really speak to there is vocals. I would love to hear more vocal tracks recorded and layered, some harmonies, do some doubling. And then it sounds like we're doing like auto tuning, like in auto mode. And I would love to hear that maybe more manually tuned, get graph tuning going on there. That would be the next step. And obviously I'm nitpicking because the rest of the production is already so sick. That would be my next recommendation. Work on filling out the vocal sound a little bit, maybe compress a little harder. I don't know what mic we're working with, but spend some time really tuning the EQ situation to get a full range of sound there. Am I planning on releasing the instrumental? Oh yeah, instrumental of Show That Never Ends is coming out on Saturday. It'll be on the channel. I hadn't announced that. I wasn't planning to announce that, but secret's out. Oxica? Did you submit? Nicretto, let's check it out. Oh, not piano. I was close. We could do piano soon. Here we go. This is Comparer by Nick Retta. Okay, Retro, you up next. Oh, you did Oxica? What name was it under? It's inspired by Atsuover's stuff. Nice. Okay, Nikreta. This is cool. I'm not feeling a lot of intention in those parts. Like that piano sounded like it like wandered into the room, like, right? It didn't seem like it really knew what it wanted to do there. I think you've got a good collection of instrument sounds here. We've got the bass, piano, drums, there's like distorted, crunchy sounds. It's cool. And I think it's now time to I would honestly remake some songs you love by ear and really start interpreting what they're doing and working through that. Also, I would definitely recommend learning, like watching some drum lesson tutorials, like actual drums, and learn like how a physical drummer plays things. Retro, let's do yours next. Oxica, sorry if I missed it. Do you know what name you... Oh, Oxica or Vexa. Okay, sweet. I'll check that out. Got it. I got it. Sweet. First up, though, is Retro Runner. And then we'll do Oxica and a few other folks. I think we're making good time on these. We might get through most of the folks here. This is Data Mosh V2. This is a fan-made top loader V8. I'm not familiar with top loader. I know it's an FNF song. Let's check that out. I like that filtered vocal coming in. Loud and kind of crunchy. Ooh. Okay, these vocals are loud and pretty reverby. I'm kind of losing the instrumental behind them. It sounds like things are clipping. They're a little distorted. And yes, I agree, piano. It sounds like there's a good song going on behind these vocals, but I can't hear it. Oop. Yeah, I would love to hear, you know, some melodic sections. I would love to hear a chorus in this kind of thing. Right now, you know, we're just... I don't know if the song is like this. I'm not familiar with Top Loader. But yeah, the instrumental was very difficult to hear, I'd say, the way it was mixed with that amount of reverb on the vocals. But like... the song is there. The parts were all there, which is a huge achievement. Retro. That was awesome. Let's check out Oxica is up next. Could use feedback on the overall composition, horns and chords, and how they relate to each other. Cool. This is called Something You'd Hear While Walking on a Street in a Small City. Walking down a street in a small city. Here we go. Sounds like some notes are ringing out from some other chords. Oh. Nice horns. Cool drums. I think they're fitting together nicely with the piano. It sounds like the good ending of a movie. I agree. Yo, that was very cool. Very cool, Oxica. So I noticed something early on. You were playing like you know, melody and chords on the same piano part, right? Something that can happen if you're not really careful with your velocities and stuff, is the melody can get a little lost in that piano part. My trick for that, when I want to have a piano play both the melody and the chords, I do them on separate tracks, and I will mix them separately. I'll even do a little bit of EQ on the chords of the piano to get them out of the way of the melody, even though that's not like physically how pianos work. I don't care. This is all made up anyway. So I will have a separate piano melody track separate from the piano chords. It helps a lot. Piano is going to be up next. And this is Toe Heaven 2, the sequel to the song Toe Heaven. Where's this gonna go, piano? Okay. Yes. It's like some hardcore. This is nuts. Okay, I want to say in that section, I think you could do a lot to really accentuate more the contrast between those like those sections. And then everything should stop. Like the air should disappear from the room. Turn off your reverb plugins at that point. Like literally, I will automate off reverb. I will just mute the entire track when I want to do hard stops like that. And so I would do, you know, like for that when the dubstep like growl comes in and everything, make everything else stop hard. Yes, like What Remains of Me. Listen to how much just hardcore silence is in these breaks in the chorus.
Kiss depths of day, the light is glowing.
I literally, if you look at the audio, I cut the vocals in between.
Save me, I've fallen down, set me free.
Like it's just absolute aggressive, deafening silence in between these, you know? That's what you want. Silence so extreme that it forces you to hear just like super intense sound. Tercero, thank you so much, and thank you for the super chat. Have a good time at college. And I just want to hear the second half of this. Fanta silence, yes. Now we're building up. Every time I hear that, you know what does anybody recognize that chord progression? Not chord progression, it's just arpeggio. It sounds like the second world in Celeste, the soundtrack to that. Very cool. Anytime I hear that, it's a minor major 7 chord. Yeah, Celeste vibes, exactly. It's that chord. That was so sick. Awesome work, piano. How about Wince? This is a Raincode fan song. I'm not familiar with Raincode. Can someone in the chat explain it to me? Using Synth V. Awesome. I'm well acquainted with Synth V, and I love it. Want feedback on music production and mixing. You add a lot of sounds, but it still feels empty, and you want to know why. Cool. Let's take a listen.
You keep clawing at my hair. Please come back, you beg and cry lies. I remember how you stared, you hated me, so do I. What is love? You would think that of all of the things I knew were wrong, I'd know what it is, but alas, it would seem my world is caving in on me. So what now? Can I even live? How should I swallow seeds from the sins I commit? Or perhaps Some self-love will be what sets me free. So don't break and guard this
Okay.
severed hand.
I hear what we need to
There's
do.
still poison left. The cure can't be found within this land. So I'll go on a quest without any power, with only my scythe.
Yeah. Okay. So I love the vibe we're getting here. I love the spirit of this. I do think the vocals are a bit loud. It's making it hard to hear the rest of the instruments. Glow Lizzie, I probably might do a Hollow Knight for Silk Song, but who knows? The amount of reverb on the instruments in the back maybe feel like it's really keeping them back there. The vocals, someone said you're not playing to Synth V's strengths, and I kind of agree. It's what I talked about earlier with, I think, Food's song, where you really need to consider the rhythm of words and the speed at which you're delivering those words, and making sure you can fully execute the word in the amount of time that it has. When it comes to using Vocaloids, you have a lot of control over the phonemes and how long it spends on each vowel and consonant sound. You can actually slide those around, at least in Solaria, what I've messed around with. So it's going to take time, but really go through this and make sure timing is dead on, especially in those like the timing should be dead on in those fast sections. And then in terms of, you said, like, I keep adding instruments and it doesn't feel full still. I think you need to take some away. I think you need to take a lot of instruments away until you just have what needs to be there. Like I said earlier, a song isn't finished when there's nothing left to add. It's when there's nothing left to take away. And I think you need to figure out what the core of this song is, and then only add things that need to be there. We got Red NK. Under Red Nilokan, right? And this is an FNF song. It's a joke song I spent about 3 weeks on. That's a long joke. Whenever I had free time. Inspired by Kiwi Quest's Guess What song. I'm not familiar with that. Like to hear what you think of the mix. Cool. Let's check it out. Oh, yeah. I like this. There's so many elements. I think it's fitting together nicely, though. I think your piano... okay, so piano sounds are... Piano and drums are the two hardest... That's not true. They're two dead giveaways of, like, default sound samples, right? Like, they're the ones that you have to pay to get to sound really good. And the way around using cheap piano or like a free default piano sound, the way around making that sound good, I find, especially in like an electronic setting like this, is cut the release off and lean into a short release kind of sound. Do I have any short release pianos in contact here? I don't know if I do, but you know the sound, like the beginning of Death by Glamour, like that really short cropped piano sound. That's the key there. And I think that would benefit this song. Though right now your chords are kind of bleeding over into each other, and I think like a really short. Oops, I killed the one piano I did have here. Like a piano sound that just dies right away would benefit you a lot here in terms of making things sound cleaner. The only, like, you have a lot of stuff going on in this song, and it's actually fitting together really nicely. I think you when you have this many things going on in a song, you need to aim for extreme clarity and just extreme cleanness between sections. Not between sections, between instruments, between sounds in the mix. And that goes a long way. Who else do we have in here? Glow Lizzie, my recommendation for getting better at keyboard, learn songs on piano. Like, learn classical piano pieces. Learn your freaking... you know, that whole situation. Some Debussy. You know, there's so much great piano stuff to learn. Learn it. Katsune Seikaku sent one. Awesome. Katsune, you're going to be up first. I just need to run to the restroom for a second. I've been sitting here for 3 hours. I'll be right back. Listen to some stream beats while I go. Be right back. Share stream. Hello. What did Chair say? Oh, I don't think I've been on screen enough to show it, but look what I'm wearing. If anybody wants to grab an overthrown shirt, they are at shop.longestsoloever.com. And normally you can buy them right below this stream, but YouTube goofed and removed them, so I gotta get that fixed. But they are at shop.longestsoloever.com. Yeah, there's this one. There's a mug and a shirt with my logo on it. You're wearing it right now too? Awesome, Patronus. Kessbug, yeah, we'll do Kitsune and then Kessbug, and then a few more. This is malware affiliation. Ooh. Yeah. No, alas, they won't sell out. Yes. Okay. Okay, I'm not the only one who's heard the iOS sounds, right? That's not me, is it? No, my mail app isn't even open. Yeah. Okay. They actually physically can't sell out because they're printed on demand. So every time you order one, the company prints a new shirt and sends it right to you. Sick song, sick composition and production and everything. If I have any advice, it's in terms of the sound design. I don't know which like Genesis emulator you're using. It sounds a little, I don't want to say dull, maybe muffled. Reenact Llamas with Hats, the entire series right now. Carl, that kills people. What? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Thank you, Caribou. My tummy had the rumblies that only hands could satisfy. What was I saying? You just threw a wrench directly into the center of my ADHD. Butter Noodles, thank you so much. Thank you, Butter Noodles. Yeah. We'll get to you. We'll throw you on after the next one. Dear God, what was I saying? Make your synths brighter. I don't know which one you're using, but even just a little bit of like EQ boost on the highs, or maybe even a little bit of distortion can go a really long way. Does anybody want to hear a little 8-bit solo something I'm working on? We got an upcoming track on 8-bit solo that's coming. One of my favorites. Something I can't believe I didn't do. This is so stupid obvious. Of course I would do this with a Genesis sound font. Come on. Anyway, that'll be fun. Oh, there it is. That'll be fun. Yeah, I'm excited about that. That'll be, I don't know if that'll be out this weekend or like during the week next week, but I'm just going to get some like 8-bit solo stuff on there. Yes, the file is lol.mp3. Awesome work, Katsune. Like I said, just brighten up those synths a little. Who was up next? It was someone said they got to go in a minute. I forget who it was. Casbug. Yeah, we'll do Casbug and then Butter Noodles. This is Zarvex / Casbug. The chorus is a bit loud. The choir is a bit loud, but it'll make sense in context. And I'm not the best singer. Okay. This is the last minute of your roughly first ever Nerdkit. My God, I've been talking for so long, people. This is the last minute of your first ever Nerdcore song. Sweet. Is this a FNF song? Fun at Freddy's? Let's check it out.
Family fun and everlasting fear. Just don't go sleeping and you'll be golden. Forever fun when the spring lots hold you in. So just don't panic, let you smell your fear. Just 2 more hours till you get out of here. And please remember, we care for safety. Cause when you're stuck here, you can have fun at Freddy's. And please remember, we care for safety.
Okay, this is cool. Okay, so first off, I don't think you're a bad singer. I think it sounds fine. I think it sounds great. I do think the choir is a bit loud, and I think you could cut out some of that mid-range to make room for you. There's a lot of sounds that are obscuring your voice, and I think you've stacked in a lot of sounds here, maybe so you don't have to hear your voice as much. Don't do that. Let us hear it. That high synth, that's kind of like, it's a bit much. It's a little grating, that synthesizer at the top. I would back that off a little bit and really just open up the space to let your vocals in there. I think that would help a lot. And yeah, some harmonies would be cool. But I think like awesome job writing a song. Original vocal songs, I applaud anyone who writes them in here. Next up, we got Memphis. Yeah, definitely cutting the mids. Cutting your mids and high mids, that goes a long way. Memphis, a.k.a. Staccato. I have been longest solo ever for like 20 years. Actually, there's a couple other names I've been around as. I guess that makes sense. There's one other name that's coming. There's a few other names coming next year. That'll be fun. Okay, anyway, let's take a listen. Oh, I didn't hear the trumpet solo? Let's hear the trumpet solo at the end. That's nice. I will say, it's kind of hard to hear. I was expecting it to be more sustained or something. It kind of was just like, if it's going to be that short, then really definitely bring it forward. Send that choir all the way to the back. Make them stand outside. Here we go, Staccato. This version of the song is actually the third of its kind. Here we go. This is Virus Blockade. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I would love if the drums were a little more forward. Right now, all I can kind of hear of the drums is just like... I want to hear that like the real heavy Genesis drums. Those go a long way for me. Nice melodies, though. Caribou, the anime channel is just going to be anime songs. Any other animation, like Digital Circus, would be on Longest Solo Ever. Yeah, it's nice, Memphis. Okay, I've got Lost Lightsea next. Did you submit one? Oh yeah, there we go. This is Bitter by Lost Lightsea. Ooh, what's that sound? Ooh. I wish the kick was a little stronger to stand up against that really loud snare. Yeah, I don't know which channel that would go on, Caribou. I think I'd probably poll for it. It's a good vibe. It's a good ominous groove. I think that snare is a little too far forward, or everything else is too far back. Same thing. But that's cool. Really good atmosphere, really good arrangement. Hey, thanks, Kessbug. Yeah, definitely make your basses huge. Good stuff, Lost Lightsy. Pinove, you're up next. Damn, you wrote a whole essay. Want to start pushing yourself in a new direction, attempt making original music, inspired by Team Grimoire and Camellia, create a glitchy vibe. You want to know how to take the next step up in music? You felt like you hit a wall? Don't be afraid to be harsh. I'm good at that. You're not an FL user and you use Mixcraft. That's wild. Mixcraft, man. I barely ever hear about. I think Rec D uses Mixcraft, right? Here we go. This is Starship Rebellionis. A Pinove.
Attention, this is your captain speaking. To all of you aboard the USS Skyrim,
yeah.
I think you're gonna overthrow me. I'll tell you this.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to say the same thing I said a few moments ago to someone else who had a similar like back and forth kind of thing. Emphasize that contrast. Push it to the absolute limit. It should be one thing and then another. It should be flashing completely different colors when that happens. You want such a rigid and clear separation between those two sounds that there is no question that you are being thrown between these two different worlds. If there's any... Either something is connected and it bleeds over from one to the other, or it isn't. And this feels like it's sitting just a little bit in between, and that lack of commitment to it is kind of holding that back a little bit. But this is so sick. Everything in here is insane. Yeah, you're definitely nailing the glitchy vibe. Yeah, that's really cool. The only other thing, the voice, I would just try to make that as clear as possible. If you have to boost the highs on it to help the intelligibility a little bit of it, that goes a long way. But you want people to be able to tell what you're saying in your songs, right? And I couldn't quite tell. I could tell there was a cool vocal tone in there, but it was a bit hard to tell what it was saying. Raymation is up next. This is on Junebox as well. We had another Junebox song earlier. Here we go. Okay, so I can hear this main riff. You know that. But what I also hear, aside from that, is like a ton of reverb, or it just feels like mess back here. It feels like mud in the back. And you don't want that. Even if you want to have reverb, like dial it back in time and in loudness for sure. Bring those drums forward. Oh, thank you. That's a cool arpeggio. Okay. The other thing. Like, yeah, we're feeling a little muddy. There's a lot of reverb on things. The other thing, I don't think there was a single rest in that entire song. There was no point where like either an instrument was playing all the time or it wasn't there, right? And at no point did we get like a space to breathe for any of those instruments. And instruments like to breathe. You like to have kind of texture to a song, and if everything's flat, there is no texture. So give some breath in there, some rests. Next up, we got Wavo. Did you submit one, Wavo? Or MQ, did you? It's hard to search you when your names aren't your names. Patronus, I found you. You're up. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. This is crazy, Patronus. I mean, sheesh. I got nothing, Patronus. That was sick. That was sick as hell. The choir, maybe I would put a chorus on that and put that in both ears. It felt a little imbalanced towards the left side. But that was nuts. Wavo, would it be W-A-Y-V-O? I'm having trouble finding that one. MQ, I found you, though. Sorry, I have a spreadsheet with like 1,000 things in it. Where do I go from here, but also with, not just in the song, but with music in general? Let's take a listen. Also, I wanted to make nerdcore music for a while now, especially after I saw your channel, but I don't know if I should get better at music first or just go for it. Let's see. I have a feeling my answer is going to be just go for it. This is fun. Okay. Kind of sounds like a Blur song. I mean, that makes sense because that's basically what Sex Bomb is. Okay, so the here's the Ghost Impo, what's up? So MQ, oh, I forgot to put your name in. Shoot. I keep doing that. I'm sorry. So MQ, this sidechain thing, I would back off on it a little bit. The like big pumping sound. I would back off on that a little bit. But I like the concept here. I think it's solid. I think you've got good composition, good arrangement, good drums, guitars. It's all there. Where do you go from here? I think you're doing a great thing in writing in a specific style, trying to like nail a Scott Pilgrim kind of vibe. Because this is Scott Pilgrim Takes Off song. I don't know if I said that, but someone mentioned Sex Bomb, and that is like definitely the vibe. Or did I just mention Sex Bomb without any context? That's probably the case. So, yeah, the sidechain is a little intense. I back off it a little bit, but that concept is there. From here, you just make more songs. You make all of the songs. If you feel like what you're doing is getting stale, you remake songs from other people to learn stuff. you do covers. You don't have to release them. You can just make covers to learn things as a research experiment. And that's oh, there's a clip of Kim saying we are a sex problem. Right. Good point. Yeah, but it's good. It's very good. All right. Oh, Cassian? Wavo, I'm so sorry. I can't find yours. It is not in the list here. Let's take a listen. Here's Cassian's. I think we can get to a few more people. I'm going to cut it off at 2. It's 1:51 here. Here's I Understand by Cassian. Zekro, thank you. Okay. Hey, letter, Stevie. Okay, so mixing-wise, your rhythm guitars, we're hearing that nasal, like, kind of tone, right? You can cut the mids out of your rhythm guitars and high pass them a little bit. I think I hear a high pass, but I need to hear a mid cut. And your bass, also, your bass, you can cut the highs out of them. Just pull a high shelf down, and it will fit so much better into this mix. What you really want to do is just cut away any frequencies that don't need to be there. I talk about it a lot in elemental mixing on Quick Start Music, but by and large, you can watch the mixing videos on the Quick Start Music YouTube channel too. There's a lot in there. The song is cool. I don't know about some of the descending movement at the beginning here, but once the like actual groove kicked in, it was sick. I liked it. It's a little hard to hear the definition of the guitar part because it feels like most of it is just like, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but I hear mostly noise. I hear just mostly like a blast of frequencies. I also think turning down the gain on the guitars, turn down the distortion a little bit. Zane, let's check this out. Blue Nebula, we'll get to you too, don't worry. Here's Zane the animator. With I Made This at School. Beautiful bells. Yeah. This is nice. Okay. If I'm hearing anything, like I love the vibe, the atmosphere here. I'm hearing that maybe some of these chords and melodies don't quite go together. We've got this chord progression. But then it feels like there's a few chord progressions happening at once or something, maybe. Yeah, okay. It feels like there's two slightly different chord progressions happening at once. That's what I'm hearing. But the atmosphere is so good, Zane. I think it's just going to take like going into those notes, looking at them all at once and saying, okay, what chord progression is this instrument playing? Is that what this one's playing too? Let's make sure they're working together. Nobody should use polychords. No one knows what they're doing with polychords. Don't tell anyone about polychords, Blue Nebula. Who else was here? Zekro. This is Brilliance. Hey. This is fun. Blue, I'm just kind of picking at random. I'll tell you, I would have loved to hear an instrument switch up at that point. Either in terms of the back-end instruments or the foreground instruments, something. We're just kind of rolling with the same band the whole way here, and I think a textural change would have been cool at that point. But this grooves. I love it. Nice chord progression change. Ooh. There's those strings. I like that. Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. Dan Kisaragi has a Spanish adaptation of The One Who Waits. What? Let's go. Yeah. Let's hear it. Yes.
Yo antes era un dios pero con cadenas. Se me fue, pero esperaré, volveré. Serás un avatar para mí. Eres el último en las puertas del infierno. Me verás, tendrás que luchar por tu vida.
Solo soy un pequeñín, me quieren matar, sacrificar para pasar. La profecía.
This is beautifully done.
Acércate a mí, aún puedo usarte, no tengas miedo. Encadenado estoy en tierra de muertos, pero eres mi aliado. Vuelve al otro lado para pelear por quien quiere esperar.
That was wonderful. Amazing work, Dan. Amazing work. I mean, from a musical perspective, like, thank you so much for covering that and translating it. Awesome work. The things to work on would be timing of everything. You can, like, and this is not me saying like go practice. Like, yes, absolutely, of course, go practice, but also edit. Like, I edit everything I do. I take the time to really nudge my vocals and my like guitar timing onto the grid so carefully. And that would go a long way here towards making this hit really hard. And then bring those guitars down a little and bring those drums up a little. If you listen to my mixes, drums are so far forward. Yeah, timing is everything. Let's check out Blue Nebula. Did we already do Blue Nebulas? No. Here we go. Oh, my spreadsheet got goofed up. Yeah. Here we go. It's showing that we did, and we did not. But that's not like why I haven't gotten to it yet. I just resorted it, and it didn't sort the checkboxes I put. Here we go. This is Repercussion. It's an FNF Song, symphonic metal with some light inspiration from Turbo Killer, Carpenter Brute, and Bury the Light, Devil May Cry 5. Sick. This is the first half or so of the second part of the song. 80 channels just for the instrumental alone. Let's hear it. Blue, I don't... Blue, it's 2 seconds long. Blue, I got a 2 second long MP3. Do you want to drop me another one? Blue, it's a 2 second silent MP3. Yeah. Send it over. Because I really want to hear this. Google Forms ate it. That's very possible. It had to eat 230 files. The feedback is that this song is very quiet and very short. Yo, let's do Hannon's song while we're waiting. And then we'll check out Blues. Here's Hannon Hawks with the bridge of your Play With Me remix. Your singing sucks because you recorded a month ago. Yeah, no, I'm sure it's fine. I would do better now, but we can't be bothered. Good. Also, this is unmixed. Setting the expectations low, I see. Let's check this out. Hannon Hawks.
Wait, what? It's still Nimer. Why are you here already? I haven't even reached their IP yet. Give me a minute. 252.199.24.
I can't remember.
Yes.
The silence of
what?
Feels like forever.
This is the unreleased Lord X song.
Since my brain's been disappeared. It feels good to be made in that
Hannon, what? And in what? That was like a mix of oh, is it Fatality, the Fatal Error song? And then Are You Listening? Yes, Play With Me in very very liberal quotations. Let's check out. Here's Dark Synth X by Blue Nebula. That was wild, Hannon. Thank you for that. Oh. Yes, heavy. Yep. Yep, sick. The choir. Okay. I mean, outstanding, composition and production and like programming of the drums and everything. If I can give any crit on this, definitely on the mixing side, it feels like, as far as the compression goes on, I can't tell either your guitars or your drums or both, particularly the bass drum, the low frequencies are kind of causing the compressors to overreact to things, and it's ending up feeling like kind of bloated in the low frequencies. I don't know what drums you're working with, but I would separate them out if you can. Separate them out into separate tracks and really take the time to carve that kick drum. It may not need as much bass as you think. Wavo, can you just drop it in the longest solo ever Discord, and then we'll close out with Wavos, because I was trying to get to Wavos earlier and I couldn't find it. Wavo, if you just drop it in like any feedback or in let's do in track feedback. Or even general, just literally tell me wherever you put it, and we'll take a listen to it and close out with Huevos. Yeah, the bass kick. Yeah, it's definitely there's too much low frequencies going on somewhere, and generally only either my bass or my kick will have low frequencies in it. I won't tend to have things. I won't tend to have lows in both of them. Let me know where you're dropping that, Huevo. Shikarito, we'll probably announce the next feedback stream in a week or so. And we got to figure out a way to make this manageable, because Tercero had to listen to 230 songs just to like set up the ones I was going to listen to. And that's ridiculous. I might try to make it fully randomly generated again. It's hard to say. Or maybe we'll pick out a few of them and then randomly generate the rest. Because I hate telling people like, no, I'm done. I can't listen to your song. But like, I have other things I have to do today if you want to hear songs from me. We can't just do this forever and ever and ever. Huevo, where are you at? Huevo! Do a wheel. It would be a very big wheel, Diane. Just the biggest of wheels. It says I'm not streaming on Discord, but I am streaming here now. Oh, I think I closed streaming mode. Just no more songs, just feedback. Just feedback all the time. Huevo, you posting anything? We're just hanging around. Let's listen to one more from someone else. Who else is here? I got one more. I'll do the first one I see. Buttered? I thought we did Buttered. Yeah, Buttered. We did yours earlier. I'm pretty sure, at least. Did we? No? Let's do Butter, and then we'll do Huevo. This is DK World Thing 4. Huevo, did you drop it in the Discord? This is a cool vibe, Butter. Is this supposed to be like a Donkey Kong kind of thing? I don't know about that chord choice. I like the background thing is very cool, but this like that was a little grating there. But the vibe was very cool. Huevo, did you drop it? Where? In the Discord? Can you tell me where? I'm searching both of your accounts and I can't find anything from either. Oh, wait. Is it because I'm in streamer mode or something? Okay, this new Discord update's killing me. It won't let me search anything. Where did you post it? I'm talking to Huevo. I saw your mix session, Blue. That's wild. Huevo, there we go. Here we go. Max Voltage by Huevo. Let's go. Yeah. Some swing vibes. Here we go. Yes. There it is. Okay, so something this would benefit from, really good stuff. Something this would benefit from, I talked about earlier also, just really tight cuts, really tight silence. When you have that... really, like, putting silence in there, in those cuts, goes such a long way. If you listen to, like, Show That Never Ends, listen in the chorus. Actually, I'll show you in the instrumental just how hard that that cut goes. Where is it? Here we go. Listen to these stops. Did you hear those stops? I want to hear those in like in between those chord hits. That'll go a long way. But the vibe is absolutely there. The other thing I want to hear, Huevo, is you've got a little bit of riser going into each thing, but I want to hear either a crash or like a psh, you know, a downer there. Just like psh, just something to be the capital letter at the beginning of each sentence, you know? Here, it's hard to tell where each section starts because we're not getting that like big delineation at the beginning of the sentence. That is the key there. It sounds sick though. Awesome work, Huevo. Hey, we are gonna wrap it up there. This was a very successful feedback stream. We got through a lot of songs, so many songs. My God. Yeah, we are gonna wrap it up. Look out for the instrumental to Show That Never Ends, dropping on Saturday. And I will see y'all later. Thank you so much for hanging out. No, Glow Lizzie, I probably don't. Thank you all so much for hanging out, and I will see y'all on the next one. And also, just like a whole bunch of other times, I'll see you on Tuesday. All right, bye-bye.